Welcome to another episode of the NYLTA Podcast, where we talk about all things New York LLC Transparency Act and how it affects New York business owners. My name is Tiffany Colon, and I'm the COO of NYLTA.com.
And hello, gang. Ryan DeFreitas, Chief Executive Officer of NYLTA.com.
Gang, that's different.
Yeah, we got to spice it up a little bit, so.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today? Monitoring.
Oh, love this.
Talking about
I love it.
monitoring.
I feel like every episode I'm just like, I love it.
I feel like you say, oh, I love this.
Yeah, I think it's just because I'm so passionate about what we do. So
Yeah.
So monitoring. So where are we going? Which way? You tell me.
Well, so regardless of you are if you're a domestic LLC, if you're a foreign LLC, at NYLTA.com, we offer monitoring for both.
Right.
But why is monitoring so important?
Oh, well, I mean, all right. So I'm gonna come from this angle, and then we're gonna go over there and there.
And we're gonna circle back.
We're gonna circle back.
Okay.
Monitoring is extremely important. Let's look at it from the side of a foreign entity. They file, right, and they're done filing. But what happens if next year a different change is made to how foreign people file? Well, they don't know. They know that they have to file again, but they may not have the requirements for when they actually file, the new filing the year after. So our monitoring service will catch that because we have a team that monitors every single aspect of this law, and we implement it in our monitoring service. Okay. So they're never caught off guard. So even though people are like, well, I don't know if I really need to monitor this, but let's look at this as a whole. What do we monitor in life? We monitor our homes with security systems. We monitor our credit.
Right, our credit, a big one.
Yeah, now cars have monitoring apps. So if something goes wrong with your car, you monitor.
It lets you know.
Yeah, and people don't realize you pay for all these services.
Yeah.
So why treat your business like it doesn't need monitoring, especially when you don't have a compliance department that's going to cost you a ton of money?
Or especially when fees, $500 a day fees are on the line.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah. So when we actually look at what monitoring covers with NYLTA, and we're not just talking about monitoring just for the law of NYLTA. When we see any shift in any law and anything, we as NYLTA, we're a compliance company. So we're going to deliver the compliance message, whether it's NYLTA related, or if it's a different law or a different shift in maybe a already established law, because it's our duty.
You don't mind, you made a comment and you said, we're a compliance company.
Right.
But NYLTA.com is so much more than just a compliance company and everything that we do. We're essentially consultants because we do so much to make sure that you, as an LLC business owner, you're good.
Yeah. And we come with white gloves. We want to handle you with care. That's what we want to do. We want to handle your business with care. And I think the trust of New York, New York's a tough town. It's a tough town. And New York needs a tough company behind them, not someone that's going to say, hey, we're going to do this, and then you fall short. We made a commitment, and that commitment was to stand strong behind what we do. When the law shifted prior to January 1st, 2026, we had to change fast.
Yeah.
Monitoring was quintessential, that we said, this is what they need. Because what if I'm a domestic company? I don't need to file for right now.
Right now.
What happens if that changes? And then I don't know. And then it slips past me. And then you forget. And now what am I hit with? $500 a day penalty? For what reason? You don't have to go down that rabbit hole of being penalized for noncompliance. We're here. We're walking you through that process. So when you look at monitoring service and you look at it in any different design of your life, you're paying for a service to have a comfort level.
Yep.
To know you're protected in whatever it's supposed to do. Because that's what the word monitoring is built off of, to monitor something.
Sure.
So why not have that on your business, right?
Not to mention, how many times do you do something, sign up for something for your business, and for them it's one and done.
Yeah.
You signed up for a service and then you never hear from them again.
For example, registered agent, right? A registered agent.
Yeah.
So people can be their own registered agents, but when you hire any other compliance company, larger compliance company, you got a registered agent, and how many times have you really used your registered agent, right? How many times have you heard from them?
How many times have you heard from them?
But the only time you hear from them is when they're expecting the next year's monitoring bill, right? So for us, it's quite different. They get emails, they get blog alert. You have so many different things on a monthly basis that's presented to you, which is really why we stand out. And that's why I'm so proud of what we've built with our team, because it's not just another monitoring service.
Correct.
That's
so many resources.
Right.
We are so dedicated to what we do and making sure that everyone is staying within the guidelines and not falling out of compliance. That we're passionate about it.
Yeah.
You have the resources. We want to set you up to win.
Yeah.
We want to set up your business to win.
Yeah.
Because businesses are the backbone of this country.
And listen, and I think for us being, we have the experience, we have the team, we have the technology, and that allows us to constantly grow. So NYLTA.com is not a static based on one aspect of this law. We have made a commitment not only to ourselves, to New York, but also moving forward, that we're going to continue to evolve with more products, more services, and we're really excited. And obviously, we're in the growth stage of that. But you can plan on that. NYLTA is going to be around for a very long time. We don't need to be the biggest. We don't need to be the baddest. We just need to be the ones that are behind every single New Yorker when they don't have the proper guidance. And I think that's the most important thing. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. People want to feel like they are, especially for people who don't know anything about this, and most don't. They want to feel like they're being guided through this process.
Yeah.
Because creating an LLC, creating a business is scary enough on its own.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about all the paperwork that you have to do, all the information. And not to mention, in particular, in the state of New York, there are a few more things and a few more processes that you have to go through when becoming a business owner, and more responsibility.
Absolutely.
So with responsibility, with anything else, you have a mentor, you have someone you can turn to, you have someone who can guide you, and that's really what NYLTA.com is for business owners.
Yeah, and I think the thing we pride ourselves on the most is that, we're family-owned business. Yeah. We're building our family, and we know how there's a lot of small businesses that are family-owned businesses. And there needs to be a level of alignment and transparency. And I think because of where we come from, because of we know how it is to become a business owner, what it's entailed, that's important. When you have these big mega companies, they're already established. They had their growing pains, and they obviously now on the S&P 500 and being sold and their IPO. But we're coming from a place where we know how it feels. We know what it's like. We've been there. So we're right there every step of the way. This is not something where we just sign you up and that's it. No, we want to have that relationship with every single company, whether you monitor, whether you file, and
because we don't know what's going to change.
Exactly.
And how many times in the past have we seen changes?
Yeah.
On one of our, if you guys want to check out another episode where we go over the history of the Federal Corporate Transparency Act and how many times that implementation changed, you can check that out as one of our other videos. But it's ever evolving, ever changing.
Yeah. And I think, monitoring has to be on the top of the mind of these people, because New York it's very slippery slopes behind the scenes. Again, when you look at Congress and you look at governments and how many times, and I'm sure there's a lot of stories out there. And if you're a story, reach out to us. We would love to hear your story on how compliance affected you, because that's a big thing. And we want to hear those stories. People need to hear those stories on why compliance, a company like ours, is so important, right? So
absolutely,
these are the great things about why compliance is important, and especially when you have a company like NYLTA.com.
Especially for NYLTA.com, because for LLC owners, it can be one and done for them because we're staying on top of it for them. We're taking care of all of it for them, so they don't have to worry about it.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we love chatting here. We love giving you guys the information. If you love what we talk about and you want to hear more, you could always visit our website at NYLTA.com. We are on Meta, Facebook, Instagram, and also you could subscribe to the link at the bottom, right? So this has been another powerful episode of NYLTA.com, where we make
compliance made simple.
Yes.